To share this enough. This is the fact check that debunks that 80% of infants died on the same day as vaccination. So they go on to show you the studies and blah blah blah, and it was because the author of the study misworded it. But in reality, it's only 11% of SIDS deaths that occurred on the same day as vaccination. So don't worry, we've debunked it. It's not 80%, it's 11%. The only trouble is that there's 365 days that a child can die of SIDS. SIDS only occurs the first year of life. And so it should be a 0.24% chance on any day that you die from SIDS if you die of SIDS. But instead, the day you get vaccinations, there's an 11% chance to die. So vaccinations are literally making your child 40 times more likely to die that day than they would have had any other day. And that's not just, oh, I got a heavy metal poisoning that killed me through nuking my nervous system. Like, there's going to be plenty of kids that are maimed, plenty of kids that are developmentally disabled, plenty of kids whose quality of life is going to be decreased. It'll be more that their quality of life is decreased by 50%, and there'll be less that their quality of life is decreased by 20%, but there'll be a spectrum. And that's the stuff they like to, that's the games they play with their fact checks. Your government's out here murdering babies and doing it for big profits. Like, these charts are always the same. This chart right here. So measles was in people's minds. People were thinking about measles. Oh, that measles epidemic, it's so bad. Measles, measles, measles. Oh, measles went away. Oh, it's because we vaccinated. And then it sticks in people's heads and they believe, it's scientists. Like, why would they be lying? This is a mortality increase depending on how many early childhood vaccinations countries give. It's funny how that goes so linear. So yeah. But here's the error. Or maybe this is an error because that was a different fact check. And I'd imagine, if 11% of kids are dying of SIDS the day of, then probably instead of 0.24% dying the next day, or since we've taken up 11%, it would be like 0.5. But anyway, instead the next day they've got a 5% chance, and the next day they've got a 3% chance, and so you don't get poisoned and have no ill effects. Like, heavy metal poisoning stays with you. All these chemicals stay with you. Your body doesn't have a way to get rid of them. That's your government being bioterrorists. The people who did COVID to mask 5G EMF poisoning also poison babies every day knowingly. Like, there's no way they don't know this. There's no way I'm sitting here figuring this out, fucking smoking weed every day and researching, and they have super scientists who are not aware that that's what happens. Here's a fun one from the CNN broadcast of Ebola. Africa's a little less sophisticated. They don't have, they don't study Hollywood every day as a kid, and that's on the news for 2 seconds. You don't think about it. You're scared of Ebola. This kid died of Ebola in the street on a blanket. Crazy, crazy. This is the Vegas sniper hoax. These are crisis actors. Like, this is their army of kids that are elite special kids. Hey. Random hoax stuff. Lots of random hoax stuff. The St. Cloud mall stabbing. Like a Marine noticed that. Like, those are the rubber knives that Marines use to train. Just bends on his back, and the guy gets up and runs away. It was a shooter who went to the knife. This one right here, the car attack in Times Square. He was a conspiracy theorist, so you know what to think about conspiracy theorists. Like, this is how they implant thoughts into your head. So you have an automatic association. Oh, a conspiracy theorist. Those are the crazy people who drive into people. But cars have a 97% kill rate if they're going 50 miles an hour. This car is supposedly going 90 miles an hour according to witnesses. And these guys are just surfing on the hood of it untouched. Like, that's just CGI. Here's the bomb in Egypt. The sky blows up and the bomber's the guy in the blue jacket standing at the security checkpoint. So they just completely CGI faked a bomb in Egypt. And they ran that on the news, but when you slow it down, that guy's not lighting off a bomb. That's just, they used some Photoshop whiteout. It's your government. Here's the Manchester Ariana Grande bomber pale and pasty. Like, pale and pasty skin does not turn into dark, swarthy skin, and kinky hair does not become wavy hair. That just doesn't happen. Maybe he got a perm, I don't know. But your skin never turns from pale and pasty to that kind of olive color. You just can't tan that much. The Westminster car attack. This was uploaded by a woman on a bus on Instagram, thank God. So they had one crisis actor on the ground already. Like, the car only drove by once, so the car couldn't have come and got these crisis actors afterwards. But in the next shot, the official news video, there's the crisis actor on the ground. Same woman, same husband. The car's already gone. But the official news showed, oh, she's a bloody mess. Like, she sat down, she collects a paycheck from trillionaires. Like this right here. Like, you know it's fake blood. I know it's fake blood. That's not even fake blood. That's like drawn on blood. Like, blood doesn't go pink like that on his collar. I don't know if that's a Photoshop mark right there. That little dent in his shoulder there. It seems a little suspect. He probably touched it up afterwards. Here's the path that these little people carried this woman. They picked her up at the Stockholm truck attack, and then they carried her. And this is, if you go to Google and you map, they carried her like half a mile. And in the other photos, you can see ambulances in the background and stuff. This woman just survived the bomb. This woman survived that bomb. Like, this is how, kill Muslims, please kill Muslims, oh, those damn Muslims. And then the bioterrorists get away with their stuff. This is the Boston hoaxathon. They had a paraplegic guy with a prosthetic leg. Everybody goes to help everyone else, but the guy with the blown off leg, everyone ignored. You can find PK Truth's video on BitChute about the Boston Marathon hoax. So he's got like 9 hours worth of blowing that up. You can't say it better than this. I can't say it better than this. This is an IDF soldier that got ambushed in the middle of nowhere years ago. They said he attacked a child with a broken arm, but there was a march in the middle of nowhere. The kid threw a rock at him. He just wrestled the kid, and then they all wrestled him. But there's a camera that's taking this. This guy over here has a camera. I used to have better pictures of that. But yeah, there's a professional camera there already. You'll see this guy just got swarmed. Look at what we've done to this awful man. This right here was, I forget what Middle Eastern country it was, but I mean, that's just obvious Photoshop. Like, you can't deny that that's not blood. And that's the official news photo. Crazy, crazy. So your government's bioterrorists at fake all news and poison babies. And like, here's the car attack again, that gif I was showing earlier. This woman's walking into the scene of, you know, his car just wrecked and there's crisis actors, and she's walking into the scene, walking right up to the car that's been crashed there long enough for him to get out of the car, get over here and start jumping up and down. And then here's the news photo from the New York Post. That's what they show you. They said, this is the best shot of our crisis actors getting into place. Like tell me your ex-special forces handled her without telling me. We've got to say, you know, these will be payroll people, these will be drawn in people, who knows. But anyway, that's the like, they have a small hidden army of crisis actors. Just more stuff about how their cameras never work when the cameras are needed. But yeah, that's your bioterrorist government.
Smiling, you're able to talk about your son. I think there's a lot of people.
Here's Anderson Cooper upset that they sent him a bad crisis actor.
Where does your strength come from? I mean, you're smiling, you're able to talk about your son. I think there's a lot of people.
So
where does your strength?
He's a genius. He knows that, like, oh shit, this woman can't do a good clean take on live TV. This is how low the plane would have had been on 9/11 that hit the Pentagon. Like, there's no way it would have had to cross that field, skimming the ground that low. I skimmed by the picture of the light pole just before, but there's no way an amateur pilot or any pilot in the world is pulling that off. Here's a woman they assassinated after 9/11 because she wanted to sue for 9/11 truth, and they decided a plane crash would be an easier solution for a well put together, well thought out, camera friendly person looking for help that she thought she'd have it from Obama. I'm sure she was knew like that Bush did it. Like if she was that deep into it, 15 years later, she would have known by now. So she's like, oh, Obama's going to finally help. And then they killed her a week later in a plane crash. They love the irony. They love the demons give them giggles or whatever it is. They disgraced this general because he spoke up about the Pentagon being hit and that he saw a missile and that all the cameras were turned off. So they just destroyed his reputation. This was the BBC was reporting that Tower 7 fell 20 minutes while it was still standing. The BBC reported that Tower 7 fell on 9/11. Again, on 9/11 there were 4 planes that were hijacked. One crashed into the field, and that one that crashed into a field was headed somewhere, and it was headed right here. That was really going to drive it home, but it crashed into a field. I don't know if the Air Force got on their job and shot them down or what, but that's the one that crashed in Pennsylvania. Was the 4th target was Tower 7. That's why Tower 7 spontaneously combusted, and the BBC got it wrong. I guess with the broadcasting over in England, they're like, oh, Tower 7 just fell. Yes, the 47-story Solomon Brothers building close to World Trade Center has also collapsed. And they said it was from fires, but no high-rise has ever collapsed from fires, and this one didn't. It had like a fire in an office. There's the inside of the Pentagon after 9/11. Like, these are the people that do bioterrorism. This is Hillary going pale white, and she's usually heroic, but she went pale white after Chelsea, New York got bombed right before she lost to Trump. She got the message. Like, she understood what the mafia was saying to her. Hey, there's some nanners. Where's my cat? Anyway, your government's bioterrorists that did 9/11, do false flags, and they're a special evil cabal of special evil people. I don't know what to do about it, but they get trillions. Here's my new neighbor that rammed my car. That's his daughter, who would later say that she was in the car when he rammed me, but she was not in the car. That's my new neighbor. He rammed my car. No daughter to be found. Oh, there's his car, no daughter. But he lied to the police and said that his daughter was there. No daughter. So this is how they do. They moved him into my block, so I gotta walk by the guy that rammed my car on purpose every day. Like, they love here's a fun one. They fake tiger attacks. This tiger supposedly had this guy's hand in its mouth for 5 minutes while help arrived. And that's his left hand. Like, you can clearly see that's his left hand. You can see the placement of the thumb, that's his left hand. And there's his left hand after they've got him. And I don't know if they tried to do, oh, now it ate his arm instead. I don't know what they were, but that was a very sloppy psychological operation. That's your government being bioterrorist Nazis. And then here's Kyle Rittenhouse. This is the prosecuting lawyer. This is the defense lawyer. This is the defense lawyer. This is Kyle, all laughing at a joke the judge just made. But nobody over here got the joke. Nobody sitting in the crowd. Nobody understood it. I don't know if you've ever, in high school when you used to do something stupid, and you're getting away with it, you got the giggles. Kyle is a prime example of how they do with their you don't know what to think stories, because it came out weeks later that he was beating a girl a week before the attack, but also if you were against Kyle's shooting, then it came out like a week later or a couple days later that he shot a pedophile and a guy who was beating his mom. Like, so they want you to, my brain is mush, I don't know, I was on this side, now I'm on this side. This is the light poles across the street from the Pentagon, so you can see just how low that plane was. The plane really was that low. So that's on the other side of the field of the Pentagon, but the plane didn't exist. This is a golf swing destroying grass, and this is a 120-pound utility pole that just crashed into grass and didn't damage anything. Here's a good one. Here's another case study in how they do. So this was when they were drumming up They're drumming up business for their poison jab after COVID. Oh, the precious vaccinations being lost in the snow. They had to give it away on the spot. You better hurry up and get your vaccination before they run out. They're so rare that they have to give them away in this snow that they were stuck in. Like, has anybody ever driven in snow? Is anyone getting stuck in that snow? I know, like, there's no way. You don't get stuck in that much snow. So this girl's gonna be, a congresswoman or something one day, and this guy's a special Freemason guy or whatever. This is the Nazi bioterrorist country that we live in. They did 9/11. Here's Bill Cooper, who exposed that they were about to do 9/11 2 months before 9/11. Then he was shot dead on his front lawn. 2 months after 9/11, he had a radio show. He's a 58-year-old Navy vet. And they assassinated him on his front lawn. That's your government. For a while, they were running every single mass shooting. The sniper's bullet, the attacker's bullet got stopped by a cell phone. That was the story they kept running. But this is a guy shooting I think it was an AR-15 into cell phones, and it was passing through 5 or 6. I think it was 5 Androids and 6 iPhones, or don't sue me, Apple. Maybe it was 5 iPhones and 6 Androids. But anyway, where's here, this right here. Like, these were all the headlines of a bullet was stopped by the cell phone. Thank God. Oh, a bullet got stopped by the cell phone. Oh, a bullet got stopped by the cell phone. A bullet got stopped by the cell phone. Like World War II, where 89 million people were killed. There was like one story of a guy with like change in his pocket or a watch in his pocket that saved his life. But every single mass shooting, every single shooting had the computer stopped the bullet, the cell phone stopped the bullet. Like those bullets are not getting stopped by. So anyway, your government's got a small army, and this is how they make you think. This is over and over they do it again. It's not a debate. It's what will people think by the impression that they're giving them. So anybody who's older than 30 years old knows. It was Jenny McCarthy was the voice of anti-vaccination. And so you see that and you say, oh, should I trust the doctor or should I trust the playmate? Like they could have picked doctors who were against vaccinations, but instead they picked the playmate. And it gets hard to pick doctors who are against vaccinations because, like the 8 vaccination scientists who blew up in a plane going to Brazil, going to conference to expose COVID. Those guys run out real fast. If you're a doctor and you spent 8 years of your life becoming a doctor, you say I better be quiet about that. They're like, there's no way that's natural. Those guys were just killed. I'm not going to say anything. I got to protect my family. Here's the Nice truck attack was faked. Everything, they fake all these freaking plane shooting or plane attacks. So yeah, your government. Bioterrorists, Nazis did 9/11, did COVID. Poison the sky, poison water, using 5G to read your mind. I can't link it anymore because my links, I'm not able to link on Facebook anymore, but the day before this, I thought to myself, at least I ghost them. The day before this here happened. So that was my thought. At least
Stalking level 1000. Oh my god, wait. Look. Oh, the gang stalking level is so strong. It's really stalking level 1000. Oh my god.
So the day before, this guy cut me off to stop me at that 89 pole. Like, he was not in front of me a second before this. He pulled in front of me, stopped my car. And I had only thought to myself, at least I ghost them the day before this happened. So that's their 5G mind reading, mind control stuff that they, coming soon to a child who free thinks near you. Coming soon to a child who enjoys their life. That's your government. That's the Freemason Nazis who run America and run Israel, run China, run all of NATO. Bioterrorists. This is not stuff I enjoy doing. This is not what I want to be doing with my life. But George Floyd, cleaning up good. They were trying to raise $1.5 million. They won the crisis actor lottery with this. Like normally crisis actors only get like $80,000 with their GoFundMe, but he got $15 million with his GoFundMe, and this kid raked in another $2 million with the GoFundMe. He should be smiling that big. They fake all, and they do that right in time for elections. Like, these white people are, those black people are, fight each other, and that's your government, divide and conquer. So yeah, insane, but that's what goes on out here. Here's a fun one. This was the fires that reached the smoke reached into New York.
Up here in Quebec, all of Quebec just caught on fire all at once on a clear day. I would say this would be some kind of terrorism of some kind or an attack. Here it is. Here we are. I'm going to let the images load. You can see this morning. It's clear. Just partly cloudy skies. Nothing really crazy going on there. And then, well, there's last night. Here's today. All of southeast Quebec just caught on fire, guys. All of it. Insane. Insane. Look at that. The whole thing. All at once. Today.
So yeah, that was whatchamacallit. That was when New York turned into like a total smoke, like they smoked out New York with the downdraft. Like the sky was orange for like 10 hours. Here's Pat Tillman that they assassinated. This is me having fun with the men who cook my brain and torture me. Me having more fun with the men who cook my brain and torture me. I thought it was pretty clever. Oh, Gary Webb. They assassinated Gary Webb. They said he was so upset that somebody stole his motorcycle after enduring years of them blackballing him. He exposed the CIA selling drugs to ghettos. And again, this is they tried to pivot and say, no, we're the people who bring social justice for black people. Look, we faked the insiders. Like, yeah, we faked the George Floyd thing. Like, this is when they were selling crack to all black ghettos. Just 1996. So those guys would be like 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds running things. They haven't changed their opinions on race. They might, high-five some people a little bit more, but... This was fun. This was the Turkish assassination. A Turkish ambassador assassinated. I guess they did like a multiple day shoot and the guy grew a beard or they had a stunt double. I don't even know. It doesn't even look like the same guy, but these are all photos you can find from the news. He got a 5 o'clock shadow after he got shot. Like, that's him during the shooting with the clean face, and then that's him after he got shot dead. Your government fakes all news. This is how slow the car that's supposed to be going 90 miles an hour was going. That rammed, the fake rammed. Like, so they got Circus Act tumblers, they got CGI. But you can see the cars going as fast as that guy is slow jogging. So a person slow jogs like 9 miles an hour. And supposedly this car was just slaughtering people. Like, that car is traveling the same distance that guy's going. Maybe, like, it's at an angle, so you could argue maybe it's 5 miles an hour faster. But anyway, people get out of the way of a car going 10 miles an hour, 8 miles an hour. After 9/11, the anthrax attacks, the CIA, FBI, whoever it was, mailed anthrax to people who were writing articles like this, and they said it was Al-Qaeda. But they also mailed anthrax to Senator Daschle and Senator Leahy, who were the lead Democrats opposing the Patriot Act that stripped away Fifth Amendment rights or whatever. Which amendment's privacy? I don't even know. My brain is cooked. But anyway. So these guys are publishing articles about Bush's daughters getting drunk and partying. And, Bush is a very proper old school guy, so he can't have that being published. He's protecting his daughters. He mailed some journalists anthrax. Because it got sent to the editor of this and then the editor of another article about that. So, yeah. So your government's bioterrorist Nazis. Here's a fun one. They outsource and they screw up bad when they outsource. This is... Well, first we'll look at Elian Gonzalez. This guy's clearing a room. He doesn't know if what's in there. He's SWAT. He's trained. He's got his eyes closed. Like, it's pretty hard to snap a photo of a guy blinking. But nobody secures the cameraman. So there's a guy standing there. There's a guy holding a child and a guy with a camera, and nobody secures the cameraman. But then we roll into Max Malone's work from the Kenyan Mall hoax. You can still find his video on YouTube somehow. But anyway, there was a camera. ISIS took over a mall and sieged it for like a few days or a week. And there was a cameraman at every single corner while they assaulted. So the cameramen were walking in backwards in front of the armed response to the ISIS terrorists in Kenya. Hey. Like this right here. This guy's super worried he's about to get shot, and there's a cameraman with his back to where this guy's worried about getting shot from, supposedly. Here's the Fort Lauderdale hoax. This is where that one little clip from... it said, sorry, it was a clip with the computer stopped the bullet. It wasn't a cell phone, it was a computer stopped the bullet, but... And the official story here is the guy thought the government was putting voices in his head, and, you know, oh, how crazy somebody who thinks that, because they shoot up places. Nobody ever thought George Washington was putting voices in their head. Nobody ever thought that Abraham Lincoln was putting voices in their head. Nobody ever thought that, frickin', you know, King Louis XIV or somebody was putting voices in their head. But in the 60s, when the CIA began experimenting on mind control, psych wards filled up with crazy people who thought that the government was putting voices in their head. And now they have the 5G tech to do it a lot better. Crazy but true. So anyway, just ranting every day because they torture me every day, and I don't like them torturing me, and I don't like watching them slaughter people and feeling like, you know, it's like watching Hitler and you did nothing. You feel like you should do something, so... And they just keep doing it, like keep slaughtering people every day. Hey, so anyway, that's all that. I already got better pictures of the one event somewhere. The Stockholm truck attack. The Stockholm truck attack had a recycled victim from Sandy Hook. It's like the same girl 2 years later. Yeah, they keep their circle as small as they can, I guess. There's a lot of money to pass around to a few people. I can't find it, but anyway. There's a bunch of photos of somewhere here. Oh, but anyway, they were just photos of them carrying the woman down the street, carrying her around the block, carrying her, yeah. But we've got a victim, carry her in front of cameras. That's always... That's what they've been doing for a minute. And this is why you don't see a lot of images from, because they were screwing up so bad, you know, whatever Hollywood calls a continuity director. Like, their continuity directors all got fired, and they just stopped showing us footage of their fake news, and instead just say it because it became so obvious. This is a woman who was just on the ground eating a cat, supposedly.
Hands behind your back. Someone got rubber gloves. She's covered in blood.
So that's audio, and I assume he thought they were going to CGI in the she was covered in blood bit, but that was, you know, Trump says they're eating cats, and then she eats a cat, and Trump's right, look, but she's just another crisis actor. Trillions of dollars. Hey, really trying to find, how good is this search? Yeah, search is not that good. Nope, search sucks. Oh. It's here somewhere, the photos of them carrying the person. I don't know how this is this screwed up, but this is this screwed up. These are your bioterrorist leaders. If I got it in two different places. A lot of these got duplicated when I, here's Dr. Wilner talking about how, oh, here you go. That's the woman they picked up at the scene of the crash. Like, here's a 6'5" guy, here's another 6'5" guy, here's a strong looking woman's helping, but anyway. They had to walk down the streets carrying this woman. Like, there's buses, there's cars, there's ambulances, there's healthy men, but a 100-pound woman's got to carry the victim around so that you could see it, so they could parade it in front of cameras. Here's Dr. Wilner talking about Fauci in 1995.
Anyone could suggest that I would stick myself with a virus that is supposedly deadly for the purpose of selling a book, that's complete insanity. And I will put the lie to the individuals of the NIH, particularly Gallo and Fauci and Hazeltine and Essex, and the rest of these scoundrels of the worst order. Criminals guilty of genocide, without a doubt. I invite them to take me to court. I wish Burroughs Wellcome would take me to court, because they have been putting out a killer drug knowingly.
So a healthy Dr. Wilner died there of a heart attack.
Mr. Rivers, how are you? You made a ton of news officiating the wedding in New York yesterday. Is this like a new cottage career move for you?
I'm so excited.
Okay.
And I should do very well because I don't show.
And do you think that the country will see the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman
We already
president?
have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
No, Michelle is a
I'm sorry, she's a what?
a transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay.
She died in cosmetic surgery weeks after saying that. Like, she's got the best cosmetic surgeons in the world. They had a number face, and then she died. So your government's out here assassinating Joan Rivers, assassinating Taryn Cheeky, assassinating Bill Cooper, assassinating Gary Webb, assassinating everyone. Government's out here poisoning the water, poisoning the food, selecting presidents from their cabal, inside the sex cult, inside of their blackmailable cult. And that's what goes on here. So that's fun. A government of the bioterrorists for bioterrorists shall not pass from the land. Hey. So anyway, this is what your government does. This is how they make children sick and make children suggestible. And if you're 30 years old or whatever, you've been affected heavily by this stuff. You've gotten jabbed good. Hey, this is just the Pentagon on 9/11. Again, a plane could not have crossed that field that low and skipped by. Like, there's trees there. The light poles are actually up there somehow. I don't know. They came in and knocked them down later. Or it supposedly, I guess, passed through these. I don't know. But somehow it was knocking down poles, but at the same time not knocking down poles. The FBI went around and rounded up all CCTV footage of that, and that's what made our whole government, that's what made NATO corrupt. That's what made them all here. Speaking of Obama's a tranny, here's Obama's best friends. This is the Obama family's best friends, and these are Obama's kids. Notice anything strange? And again, it's not, oh, thank God we got Trump. Trump is bioterrorist too, fake getting his ear shot. So, yeah. So there's all that. Anyway, same rant, different day. I'm sure they'll cook my brain more and I'll have a bad night. But anyway, that's fun.